So I had an experience with my son when he was 3. He had a fever, and it was 103. And at the time, okay, it's like, oh, that just seems so high, and I was worried. He refused to take Tylenol. He refused to take Motrin. He actually refused to take the homeopathic remedies. And I was like, sweetie, you're sick, and I need to bring the fever down. And he looked at me and goes, Mom, I'm fine. I will be fine. And I'm thinking, no, you won't, because I'm your mother, I'm the doctor, you're not fine, you're 3, okay?
Wow, 3.
And he wouldn't take anything all day. And then the next day, the fever was gone, and he looked at me again and goes, I told you I was fine.
Wow.
And I was like, all right, okay. So that experience taught me that there's a lot of wisdom in children. And he wasn't being rebellious when he said it. I mean, I remember looking at his eyes, and it's like, I'm fine, let me be, just watch TV with me. And I was like, wow. So that one, I mean, I've had lots of one experiences. It just transformed how I changed things. And that's why I ask children many times, what do you need today? You know, or Mom and Dad, these are your options, what do you want? And there are plenty of times when I go, we do need medication right now because this is outside the scope and your kid is really, really sick.
Sure.
So, but overall, we just have way fewer hospitalizations every year with our patient population, and the children are just healthier, especially those who do mostly the non-traditional. And it's quite satisfying.
Well, I do remember, I remember Parker was 2.5 when he came to see you. He's 28 now, 29. I don't know how old he is. He's in his late 20s. I can remember Dr. Franz telling me, you said, he knows, and children want to be good. And he wants to be good, and he doesn't know how, because he was nonverbal. He had lost his skill set, he had lost his verbalization, and he was really struggling behaviorally. And I remember you saying that, and it really helped me because it translated to the school he was going to. He's nonverbal, and he doesn't have his cognitive, skills. And the teacher said to me, every day this kid comes in and he sets up for me. Every day he comes in and he plans to be bad. And I was so glad you empowered me. And I went, he doesn't even know his name. He doesn't even know that this is a chair. And you're telling me that he's coming in, he's hypothesizing at the age of 2.5 about how he's going to mess up your day. So I really appreciate that empowering because, and her and I became friends eventually, but I can remember getting remedies from you and doing some other herbal things, and Parker would come in on a Friday and we would remedy him over the weekend, and by Monday he would go back to school and she would have this whole plan for him, and he was a different kid. And she would tell me that. She'd go, he's a different kid. And I'm like, I know. And that was the year that she told me that she never believed in natural foods or, any kind of herbal or holistic practices until she met our son.
Wow.
Yes. So Parker changed people, and so did you. And I think going forward, all the time that Parker got sick, and he is very well now. He is amazing. He is a miracle, has a job and walks and talks, maybe sometimes too much, has very much an attitude. But I'm grateful, right? Because I think parents like me that, they lose their abilities and they bring them back. I think we have access to gratitude that most parents don't.
I've learned a lot about autism through the years, and that is one of the large populations we care for. And things that I've learned is that every autistic child is inherently brilliant. That it's just the pathways out are a bit scrambled, and that's the journey, is trying to find the way to get it out, because they're smart. Okay, they're amazing. I had one day.
That's why you're so unique, by the way.
Oh,
because you see it from their point of view. But yeah, go ahead. That's awesome. Yeah.
So I had this autistic child in the office, and while I was talking to Mom, he had a puzzle completely upside down, and it was like a 100-piece puzzle. So the pieces weren't, huge, and it was completely upside down. And he would pick up a piece over here and put it together upside down over here. He didn't turn a single piece, examine it, or anything. He just picked it up, put it together, picked it up, and I was sitting there going, I can't do that. It was...
Who can, right?
Right. It was just phenomenal. And I've watched other children with autism do amazing things. And I watched them go from, like Parker, nonverbal to verbal. When we give the body the tools to repair itself, it will do so.
Giving the body the tools, but that's the perspective that you have that's very unique in your practice, that you see it from that point of view.
Right.
Yes? So that's very different.
Well, children want to be well, and that's why I love children. They don't malinger, they don't dissemble, they don't make up stuff. Okay? And they want to be well. And so you give them something and they start to improve. Because that's their desire. Now, children will also accommodate parents, and that was something that I had to learn with my own kids. Somebody said, "You see your kids as sick." I said, "No, I don't." "Yes, you do." "No, I don't." "Yes, you do." Okay. And I had to think about it, and I went, "Oh my gosh, I do."
Yes.
So every time they got sick, my body would stiffen up, and I'd go, "Here we go again." I had to change the attitude. So then, and they were accommodating me. If a child picks up the energy, because they're very energy sensitive, and autistic kids are exquisitely energy sensitive. If they pick that up, they're like, "Oh, you want me to be, okay, I'll accommodate you. I'll be sick." You know, that's what you want.
Yeah.
And parents like, "No, that's not what I want." And I go, "But that's what you're oozing." So then when they started getting sick, I'd go, "We'll take a remedy, shake it off." And things got better for me.
Yeah.
All right, and I was able to empower them more in their own health journey.